Hello and welcome to this India Today special. For the last 2 weeks, a politician has been in the eye of a gathering storm over a cash for queries scandal in Parliament, an alleged scandal with serious charges being made that she received benefits, cash and kind for asking questions in Parliament and gave her login and password to an influential business person. These allegations are now part of an ethics committee in Parliament. She hasn't spoken as yet in public. Joining us now for her first interview and breaking her silence is the Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra. Appreciate your joining us, Mahua Moitra. I want to ask you right at the very outset, do you accept that the charges that have been made against you, which are now part of an ethics committee investigation, are very serious in nature?
The very nature of the ethics committee, Rajdeep, I have in front of me the parliamentary committee on ethics, and the first thing that the ethics committee tells you that any complaint that has to be made that is not false, frivolous, vexatious, and has to be made in good faith. Let us look at who's making the charges here. Please let us look at who's making the charges. The charges been made by by not some researcher advocate in the Supreme Court. The charge has been made by a person with an established acrimonious personal relationship with me who is engaged in a custody battle over a pet. As ridiculous as it may sound, that is the established truth. These charges have then been forwarded on to by a member of parliament who has been engaged in a very bitter feud with me over the last 3 or 4 years, and against whom I have even filed a privilege motion for faking his academic qualifications, which, by the way, the very same privileges committee should look into and has not looked into. So the charges right now, the very basis of it reaching the ethics committee is false and frivolous.
Let me therefore, let's look at it specifically. Let's break this down. The most serious charges were made by Mr. Jai Dehadrai, a lawyer, who filed a complaint to the CBI, which has been picked up by Member of Parliament Nishikant Dubey. In that complaint, according to him, according to Mr. Dehadrai, the favors given to you by a businessman, Darshan Hiranandani, and I'll come to him later, include iPhones, diamond and emerald jewelry, Hermes scarves, 35 pairs of Salvatore Ferragamo shoes, French Italian wines, luxury cosmetics from Dubai, Gucci crocodile leather Baluti bags, and importantly cash in rupees, UK pounds amounting to 2 crores.
Don't forget the cash.
Response.
All right. Okay. So the first thing I want to ask you is this, that anyone can make any allegation. Yeah. Hold on 1 minute. Let me make. So he's mentioned cash. So the first question here is, anyone can make an allegation. I can tell you, Rajdeep, tomorrow that I have come outside your house and I've given you 5 crores in cash to do a show against so-and-so. I can do that. The onus is on the complainant to prove it. The entire list that he seems to have given, that he says he has given, that there has been cash exchanged. Where is the proof in all of this? Where is the proof that he has given that any documentary evidence has been provided to show that he's given it? Number one, no proof. I've read this so-called affidavit. There is no proof that he has given it. He has given a long list of things. He mentions, the most serious is cash. Let's just take cash. So the first thing he said is, I have apparently taken 2 crores in cash. That's the most serious charge. Now, if cash has been given, please tell the date, the dates at which cash were given, the denomination. Please give the details and the documentary proof. The person he says who is given the cash is Darshan Hiranandani. Darshan Hiranandani, an affidavit is floating around in public media that Darshan has given. Darshan has made no mention of cash in his affidavit. Yes or no? So you have a person with a failed acrimonious relationship with me, alleging without proof that that I have taken 2 crores in cash. Hear me out. Please finish, Rajdeep. They are very serious charges. I have to be able to give my chance to say this, right? Yesterday he was called to the committee. He was asked 14 times in the committee, do you have any proof to show, documentary evidence to show that any cash? He was unable to provide anything. This whole thing is a farce. If he has seen me get cash, and if there is any proof, please lay it on the table. If Darshan Hiranandani has given cash and they are calling him a so-called approver, if Darshan Hiranandani is a so-called approver, he should immediately say where he has given me the cash. This is complete bogus, false from beginning to end. And by the way, I was a banker that earned 3 times the multiples of 2 crores in 2008 when I quit my job and entered grassroots politics. So there's the chance that I'm going to take 2 crores in cash, unproven cash, is a ludicrous one. So number one, this is a fake, unfounded charge, and because there is no documentary proof, the BJP is using a media trial to run it.
You know, you're saying there is no documentary proof. Darshan Hiranandani, and as I said, I will divide that. Jai Dehadrai makes very specific charges, but Darshan Hiranandani in his affidavit, which seemingly his turning approver, says the list of gifts given to you include expensive luxury items, providing support for renovation of your officially allotted bungalow in Delhi, travel expenses, holidays, apart from providing secretarial and logistical help for your travels within India and to different parts of the world. So effectively, what Jai Dehadra is saying, according to Mr. Nishikant Dubey, the Member of Parliament, has been backed up by Darshan Hiranandani.
No. Please read out the... One second. Please read out. Let us be factually correct here. Please read out the affidavit. Please read the affidavit, part 12. Yes. Now, what do we have here? This is a very badly run hit job. Now, the issue is you can have all the anchors on the Godi channels run this over and over again with hideous photos of diamond and emerald necklaces flashing in the back. But let us break this down. So, the first thing is Jai Dehadrai has given a list of gifts I should have received. Darshan Hiranandani, if he's turned approver, should also give a list of the things he's given. Yes or no? Because this right now, Jai Dehadrai is proven to be anyone to write any letter saying and to tarnish anyone's reputation.
Ma'am, Darshan Hiranandani so there is a reason.
Let me finish.
Darshan Hiranandani does refer to luxury items, renovation for your bungalow, travel expenses, holidays.
So let's go to it one by one. Let's go through it. Let us go through it one by one. Jai Dehadrai has given a list of items with no documentary proof whatsoever, right? I had 35 pairs of Ferragamo shoes. I was a banker. I was wearing Ferragamo before he knew how to spell it. I gave it up to come to this country, and I wear Bata Hawaii chappals if need to. That's the first thing. So let us go through what are the differences between the two. The first thing that is the renovation of my so-called renovation of my bungalow that Darshan Hiranandani is supposed to pay for. Please read Darshan Hiranandani's affidavit. I have already said that this is a badly constructed hit job where they got a failed personal relationship to come in and put in a bogus complaint. Then they put a gun to Darshan's head and said, write this affidavit. The funny part is, Rajdeep, if you take some of the wording of the complaint where it's singing songs to Mr. Modi and Mr. Adani, I have found government press releases that are exactly the same language, saying that Mr. Modi has got an unimpeachable reputation, nobody can attack him. But be that as it may, this so-called affidavit that Darshan has signed, why is it so scant on detail? He is given in page 12, he is given scant on detail. If he has turned approver, he should be giving an itemized list of every item that he has given me on which date and providing proof. Yes or no? They have made the allegation. It is not for me to disprove it. It is for them to prove it. So let us take the question of renovation of my bungalow. The bungalow that I am sitting in currently, now 9B Telegraph Lane, is my government allotted bungalow. The allotted, Darshan is my close personal friend, continues to be so, and has been one from before I was an MP. Darshan Hiranandani's father and he have a very large real estate company. They're one of India's largest builders. There's nothing wrong with that. When I was allotted my personal bungalow, it was in a dilapidated state. It had 5 false ceilings and light didn't come in. I told Darshan, please can you get one of your architects to let me know how we can redesign the windows, the lights, the doors to make sure light comes in and how CPWD can do this. These are the design drawings which I am showing to you, which please show on screen. These are the 4 designs that Darshan's architect has sent me. One for the kitchen, one for the layout, one for the room. These drawings were handed over to the engineer and the contractors of the CPWD who did my house. This government bungalow in which I am sitting in has been renovated completely by the CPWD coming under the government of India. No private contractor entered this house. All that Darshan Hiranandani gave me was these architect's drawings. I think there is absolutely okay if I am going to redesign my house to see how light comes in. I will ask a friend who is an architect. Number 1, CPWD designed my house from beginning to end. Every penny of it was paid by CPWD. No private contractor has entered it. Did he provide me these drawings? Here are the drawings. Tomorrow, if I want to go to an interior designer to help redesign my house, I will go to Vikram Goel. If I want to help what I am going to wear, I will go to Sanjay Gatt. I am not going to go to Nishikant Dubey for design advice. So please understand, one by one, let us go through. Let us not have this huge mess. So design advice, yes, Darshan's my friend. This is the architectural drawings that were provided to me, which were executed by the CPWD. Can you still hear me? Sorry, this seems to have come off. That were given to me by the CPWD. So number 1. Yeah. Number 2,
I can see it.
We come to, okay, number 2, we come, and you know Rajdeep, this is something which is in the ethics committee. In
luxury
fairness,
items, holidays, and secretarial staff.
Now,
did you take expensive luxury items, holidays, and secretarial staff from Darshan?
Hold on, Rajdeep. Rajdeep, can I go through it one by one?
Sure.
I have written a letter to the ethics committee today saying, please ask Darshan Hiranandani to come and give an itemized receipt. What is expensive luxury items? Please this is supposed to be a sworn affidavit on very serious charges. Why are you so scant on detail? Why is Darshan Hiranandani not writing, I gave her 20 Ferragamo bags, I gave her 300 pairs of earrings, I gave her 30 diamond rings? Why is he not writing that? What is super luxury items? The only things Darshan has ever given me, the only thing he has ever given me, and actually I should be putting this in the ethics committee. The only thing I have received from Darshan as a close personal friend, and I'm only saying this, I should be saying this in the ethics committee, but because a media trial is going on. The only thing that has been given to me ever by Darshan has been one scarf for my birthday present 3 or 4 years ago. When he has come from Dubai airport, he has called and said, do you want anything from duty-free makeup? He is a close personal friend. There is a brand called Bobby Brown that I used. He has bought me lipstick in Bitten Peach and an eyeshadow by the color of bark from the Dubai duty-free makeup store, not once, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That is the extent of that one scarf and I would urge Darshan Hiranandani to come immediately and put on record anything else he has given me. The third thing he has given me is whenever I go to Bombay, which is maybe 4 or 5 times in the last 5 years, I don't go to Bombay very often, his car picks me up and drops me from the airport. I've never stayed with him, I stay with my friends, but his car has picked and dropped me up from the airport. He is my friend. Tomorrow if I go to Bombay, I will expect his car to drop and pick me up from the airport. In the same way, when India Today invites me to come to their studio, you send me a car to pick me up and take me. Doesn't mean that I speak a certain way. So these are the sum total of everything that he has given me. Okay. And that is why it is extremely important that I have written to the ethics committee that they should come out and give an itemized record of what these are the 3 things Darshan has ever given me, nothing else, nothing more. And every source of mine is a verifiable source of income. The other thing, Rajdeep, that I want to say, that the BJP now, I believe,
can I just a minute, ma'am?
Paragraph 12 is, no, 1 second. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I want to ask you, the fact is that you're saying Darshan Hiranandani, you've given me what your... No, 1 minute, ma'am, 1 minute. You've told me what Darshan Hiranandani has given you, and you've listed out very clearly what he has. I want to understand from you. The same Darshan Hiranandani reportedly was given a login and your password and asked, as per the affidavit, to ask questions effectively on your behalf. Questions that reportedly, according to the affidavit, were meant to discredit, or information meant to discredit Adani. That in your questions in Parliament, which you asked 62 of, 9 of the questions which were meant to discredit Adani, you gave your login and password to Darshan Hiranandani, who could have been a business competitor.
Achha, 1 minute. Let me answer. Let's just look at it let's just look at it. There are two things. Cash for query, there has to be a quid pro quo. Number one, you've already it's been proven there's been no cash. Because there's a fake, this false complaint that has been made with cash is completely undocumented and unverified, and he could not provide details either in the committee yesterday or in that. And Darshan Hiranandani has said that has not mentioned any cash. So let's put the cash out of the window. Then comes kind. There has to be quid and pro quo, right? You can't just throw stuff in the wind to slander. So now what is in kind? In kind, it has been one Hermes scarf. It has been the occasional lipstick or makeup when he's coming through Dubai airport. And it has been a car and driver when I go to Bombay. That has been the sum. And it has been these drawings, which necessary tomorrow, if I'm doing my house again, I will ask him again. If I'm doing my private home, please ask your architect to give me the drawings which the contractor, CPWD contractor, will execute. No money has taken place. Let's get that very clear. So there is no quo. There is no cash and there is nothing in kind, right? Now we come to the questions part. What is the average number of questions? How does a parliamentarian put in questions? There are two ways to put in questions. Till today, I can put in a question by hand. I can write in a question, I can sign and I can give it in. Or since 2019, one can give them online. So suppose I were indeed writing questions on somebody else, even till today, I can write in the questions in my own hand, sign it and give it on behalf of Hiranandani, on behalf of Ambani, on behalf of Rajdeep, on behalf of X, and nobody would be the wiser. Nobody would be the wiser. Yes or no? Do you agree? There is no, giving the login for having someone putting questions for you doesn't make sense.
Did you give your login and password to Darshan Hiranandani?
My login from 2019 onwards, I have a remote constituency. From not only now, from 2019, I asked Darshan, because I need when the NIC login is given to you, and I've shown this to you, all MPs, no MP puts their question themselves. The NIC login is being made out to be some great sort of, secret that can be used to access the RBI's vaults, or can be used to access the budget before it is placed. Please understand, the NIC login only helps you get in to put in the questions. You are then sent an OTP on a mobile phone. Most MPs, please take a poll of all MPs. No MP puts in their own questions. Their PAs, their interns, their LAMs, their PRS fellows type in the questions and source the questions and put in the questions. Most MPs do not even know what the questions are. No MP has their login and password. All the login and password are with their teams. Number one. The NIC login, there are no rules.
Did you get Darshan Hiranandani to write the questions?
Is given to you, there are
Did
no
you
rules.
get Darshan Hiranandani to write questions for you?
Excuse me, no.
Did you get Darshan Hiranandani to write questions for you?
No question I have given. Rajdeep, why are you repeating the same question thrice? There is a time lag. Please let me answer. Please don't behave like one of those anchors that go like this and they think, we've got Mahua Moitra under a scanner. Please understand. Right? Please wait for the time lag and wait me to answer. Do not repeat a question 3 times. The most important thing is, in 2019, after I became an MP, I have given 61 questions. The national average of questions by any MP is 191. The average for my state of West Bengal is 129. I told Darshan, when the question comes, please give me some assistant in your office. Just before every session, they ask you to please put in your questions. I could have typed them in and put them in myself. I told him, please get me someone in your office who can type in my questions. The mobile number to which an OTP comes, the charge that somebody can put in an answer for you is ludicrous, because my mobile number is given as the every question myself. I am one of those people that does their every question myself, which is why there's only 60, 121, 191, because most people have given Darshan Hiranandani my login and password to say that please, when I send in my questions, have someone in your office type it in and put it in. He had someone in his office type in the questions which I gave. They would call me and I would always do the questions in one go because I didn't have time. I'm in my constituency. The OTP comes to my mobile phone. I would give that OTP till today that my mobile phone is the only mobile phone registered. It is not Darshan's mobile phone that is registered. His person in his office would type in the questions, call me and said, this is the OTP, please give me the OTP. I would give the OTP, only then is the question submitted. So the idea that Darshan could log into my password and put in questions of his own is ludicrous. Every question is mine. The third thing that is most important is now that the cash for queries has fallen flat. Now this is being made out to be some great issue of national security. Mr. Dubey has gone to the press and said this is a national security issue. This is laughable. Please get this very clear. The NIC login has no rules. There are no rules on NIC logins. PD Achari, who yesterday even put in a column in the Indian Express, said because this NIC was formed in 2019, there are no rules as to who can have your login or not. Every single MP's login and questions is given to large teams. You are saying you've given it to a foreign entity. Darshan Hiranandani is my friend and is an Indian citizen. His passport has been made public. 3, you are saying he's logged in from Dubai. I myself have logged in from Switzerland. My sister's child who's at Cambridge, when I've been on holiday, I've been like, JB, can you just put it, I've got the deadline for putting questions is going away. Can you please type in these questions? She's done it, right? If NIC's question and answer portal is so very protected, why don't you block IP addresses from entering it? Where is the national security in putting in a question in Parliament when every single question is RTI-able? Darshan Hiranandani does not need me to ask a question in Parliament. Every question is RTI-able. Where is the quid? Where is the quo?
Yes. The quid and the quo is suggested because there are certain questions. For example, on the Dhamra LNG terminal that were asked by you, 5 questions in all, that are seen to be questions that could have benefited, according to, again, the affidavit, of Mr. Dehadrai and submitted by Mr. Dubey, could have benefited Mr. Hiranandani, and therefore there was a possible conflict of interest, and that you were gunning for Mr. Adani, who could be a potential competitor for Darshan Hiranandani in specific businesses.
1 second. Okay, damn right I was gunning for Mr. Adani and I'm still gunning for him, and this isn't going to put me down. Damn right I'm gunning for him today and I'm going to gun for him tomorrow. Okay? And I'm gunning for him because he's pulling a fraud on he's pulling the largest corporate scam with the help of the BJP government on the people of this country, due to which we are paying higher prices for electricity, for air tickets, for ports, for everything. The Dhamra port is what, Darshan, a bidder for the Dhamra port? What is the issue with the Dhamra port? What is the issue with it? Indian Oil and GAIL, which are PSUs, constructed a 5 MMPTA terminal in Ennore at a cost of 5,000 crores. Right? That was the capacity, 5,000 crores. They then went, and when it came to Dhamra, they let Adani, they withdrew from the bid. They could have constructed it. They paid Adani 46,500 crores, which is 10 times what it cost them to build a 4.5 MMPTA terminal in Dhamra. Why are 2 PSUs who could build something at 1/10 the price paying Adani to buy it to construct it at 10 times the price? Not only that, IOCL and GAIL entered into a 15 or 20-year off-take agreement where they agreed to buy the gas from the Dharma terminal at a fixed price for the next 20 years. So what did Mr. Adani get? Mr. Adani got to build it at an inflated price, plus he got to recover the money from the public sector entities for the next 20 years assured contract of take. What did he do? He used that assured contract to go to Total of France and say, look, I'm building this terminal. I've got an assured demand from IOCL and GAIL. Please let me finish. It is important. Let me finish. So Total went in and took a JV. So basically Mr. Adani got the Dhamra port for free and the people of India paid for it. What is Darshan's interest in it? What is Darshan's interest in putting this out? I, as a parliamentarian of this country, it is in my interest to put this out. I will not only speak to Darshan, I will speak to 100 people, speak to 50 whistleblowers, because when I've written to SEBI, when I've written to IOCL, when I've written to the finance
could have been a competitor.
Today there's a 13,000 crore coal scam coming on. Darshan bid for the Dhamra port. Was Darshan a bidder for the Dhamra port?
Was Darshan a competitor?
That he was a competitor. And even if he was a competitor, one second, no, he was not a competitor. And even if he were a competitor, he was not a competitor. Why was it given to Adani and IOCL and GAIL dropped out? I can ask that question when Adani had no credentials to get Bombay Airport and GVK Reddy's were in there, CBI and E4 and posed them at gunpoint to sell to Adani. Is it not my duty as a parliamentarian to speak to the Reddy's to find out why happened and what they sold out? Are you going to say that the Reddy's have paid me, have paid the Congress to raise this issue? We are raising this on national. The question is, let me place on record to you, Rajdeep. In the last 3 years, Mr. Adani, Mr. Adani has approached me via 2 Lok Sabha MPs. I'm telling you on national television on record. Has approached me via 2 Lok Sabha MPs to sit across the table with him and work out a deal. I have refused. The issue is he was giving cash to not question. When that didn't work, they are giving a fake cash to question. There is no cash and I have every right to question and I will continue to do it.
You're making a very serious charge. You're telling me Gautam Adani has approached you 3 times in the last 3 years through 2 Lok Sabha MPs. 1 minute. You're telling me Gautam Adani has approached you through 2 Lok Sabha MPs twice in the last 3 years to buy your silence. Am I correct?
Well, Am I correct? I never met him, so I don't know what he was offering.
That's the charge you're making.
He offered, 1 minute, he offered to sit. I never met him, so I don't know whether he was buying or what price he was paying. But he approached me via 2 Lok Sabha MPs to sit across the table with him and sort things out. I am saying this on record.
Okay.
2 Lok Sabha MPs, and I will not name them because it is not their fault. So the question is cash, not to question. Even last week, yeah.
No, even last week what? Even last week,
I was given a message that end all this, please end all this. Just keep quiet for 6 months on Adani till the election. 6 महीना बस चुप रहिए, सब कुछ ठीक कर दो. Just सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. And even if you want to attack Mr. Adani, you can do it slightly, but just don't link the Prime Minister's name in all of this. Even last week, I was given this deal. But you know what? That's why they've said this cash for query. Where's the cash? Where's the cash? The cash was not to question. The cash is not to question.
Ma'am,
because of some ex who's sitting there writing fanciful stories. Where's the proof?
Okay, I want to ask you therefore, while you are making this strong, impassioned defense, your party, the Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee the Trinamool Congress has kept silent right through. You're making an impassioned defense. Why has your party not come out in your defense?
Let me tell you something very clearly. This story that the BJP's tried to spin for God knows how many times, saying they've written my political obituary in the TMC 5 times. When Mamata Banerjee said something to me in public, they said, oh, Mamata ne dhamka diya, she's over. When this Kali controversy happened, they said the party is going to expel her. Let me tell you something very clearly. I am a trusted I am a loyal foot soldier of the Trinamool Congress. Short of being my birth mother, Mamata Banerjee is my mother. Let me tell you this. I don't have to say this in public. The reason we are fighting, the Trinamool Congress in the last month has been fighting for the people of Bengal in the question of the Narega dues. 17,000, 18,000 crores is owed to the people of Bengal. Agitation led by Abhishek Banerjee and Mamata Banerjee has got headlines all over, and we are putting the central government under pressure to release our funds. In the face of that, then what happens? The 13,000 crore coal scam comes. Jawahar Sarkar from our party writes a letter to the coal ministry demanding questions. In the face of all of this, some stupid story about my pet dog and how many Ferragamo shoes I'm supposed to have comes out in public, and one has been assigned by the BJP to go after me. I don't need Mamata Banerjee to fight this fight. Mamata Banerjee is fighting a much larger fight. She doesn't need to feed this media circus. My party is behind me and I am fully capable of sorting this in the ethics committee. So far I was keeping quiet because I was abiding by the rules of the ethics committee that you cannot discuss something. What do I find? This guy writes a letter. Nishikant forwards the letter, leaks it to the press. The committee then calls them before they call me, which is against the principles of natural justice. Sonkar goes on television on NDTV, and there is rule 275 prohibits you talking about it. He goes on NDTV and he says, yes, we are going to call them on such and such date. This has been come before us. First time I've heard of an affidavit given to an ethics committee, suo moto. No one called Darshan Hirnandani to the ethics committee. Suo moto, he put up his hand. You mean to tell me he did it on his own sweet will without pressure? He put up a thing that 1 minute, hear me out. The draft of that affidavit is leaked to the media the day before. Then it is leaked. So then I decided there are two fights. One is the ethics committee, which I will fight. The second is the court of public opinion also. Now, I was keeping quiet because I don't care about these sanghis and trolls and this, useless people. They do nothing to me. But the question is, now it's come to a point where there are millions of people in this country who look to me as a voice to stand up against these fascist bullies and to speak out against Adani and his corruption. So these people are thinking that, oh, Mahua ji ko to inhone muh band kara diya. That is why it is incumbent upon me to come to also this sort of media thing, and to present my case in the court of public opinion to assure people that nothing is going to get me down. Yesterday, I was laughing when I heard that he said it's a dharmyudh. One of the complainants has said it's a dharmyudh. It's not a dharmyudh, buddy. This is Draupadi ka cheer haran. And now you will see Mahabharat ka run. And now you will see Mahabharat ka run. I want a FIR filed by the CBI into the 13,000 crore coal scam. Before you investigate Jai Dehadrai's complaints, please file an FIR into the coal scam. And prove what cash has been taken by me. Please prove what cash has been taken by me. This is a very badly constructed hit job.
So in conclusion, in conclusion, you are ready therefore to face any inquiry. You will appear before the ethics committee, as you have said, on the 4th of November, and you will fight your case, and you're confident that you will come out clean. You believe that your party will back you, and you claim that all these allegations are part of a hit job, and you will continue to raise your voice. Do you accept, though, that this has damaged your credibility in any way? Do you believe that this hit job has damaged your credibility?
Not at all.
And do you have any regrets?
It has not damaged my credibility, because when you stand up, when you're one of 10 people or 20 people in a country of 1.4 billion, to stand up against the Prime Minister and this fascist government, and to stand up against Mr. Adani, who's perpetrating the largest con job on the people of this country, there are going to be smear campaigns, slur campaigns. You think if they had this much of me, they wouldn't have put me in jail by now? They could have only dragged me to an ethics committee. Is that the best they can do? Of course, I said I will appear. I voluntarily said that the principle of natural justice meant they should have called me first to the ethics committee. Why did they call the complainant? And I'm going to stop my life to feed this media circus.
And
I was in my constituency during Durga Puja, doing the full Durga Puja.
And you will cross-examine the... 1 minute, ma'am.
Yes, very important.
The rules of the ethics committee allow you to cross-examine the complainant. You will carry... You will cross-examine the complainant, and you remain therefore confident that you versus Jai Dehadrai, which really seems to be the heart of where it started off, two people who presumably were in a relationship that went wrong subsequently. You're saying you will cross-examine him, you are coming with the facts, and you're virtually daring Jai Dehadrai to prove the cash that you've taken, because that is the most serious charge, that you took cash in return allegedly for questions that were asked.
1 minute, hold on 1 second. Rajdeep, Jay Rai doesn't deserve this kind of national importance to make it me versus him. He's written a fictitious complaint. It is up now to find proof to back it. There isn't an iota of proof. The most important thing which the BJP is trying to do is they've got this fake complaint and they now have to get Darshan to back it up. So Darshan has to come before the committee and give an inventory and a list of items that he has given me. That is what will hang me if I am guilty. So I am asking, but the BJP now have got into a trap because they've got this fake complaint. Now they want to stop Darshan. Yesterday they said, oh, he's not an Indian citizen. How can we call him? If he's not an Indian citizen, how is he? His Indian passport number is deposed before the High Commission of India. Of course, he's an Indian citizen. He gave an interview to Times Now where he said, I will come before the committee. It is not only required, it is imperative that Darshan Hiranandani come before the committee and item by item either prove or disprove all of the things that this fake complaint has done. It is not for me to disprove it. It is for them to prove it. That's very clear.
And you are not cowed down. You're saying you will continue to fight what you believe is your good fight. You are not cowed down by this campaign or by the charges against you.
Rajdeep.
You will refute them as you did just now to me, point by point. We'll leave it there. Mahua Moitra, you've given us your side of the story.
Rajdeep,
and one of the reasons I wanted you on the show was that I believe that it's important to have both sides of the story. Yes.
Rajdeep, let me make this very clear. They've picked the wrong person to bully. They really have. And I want to assure all the millions of Indians out there who look to me and who look to the few of us who are fighting the good fight that nothing will bow us down. I have entered this. I've given up everything in my life to sit here and some little and some acrimonious ex-personal relationship is not going to be the end of me. Let me understand this. I will continue to fight this and you will see in 24 what happens. I will continue to fight this and as my leader has always said, jodi shobai thake mukh phiraye shobai kore bhoy tobe ekla cholo. And that's the path I've chosen. That is the path I will choose.
Okay. Mahua Moitra joining us on that explosive interview here on India Today. Appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much.